clarinet players. This is Mrs. Geist, and this is video number 3. So remember, always review 1 and 2 just so you get the embouchure, how you set your mouth, your embouchure the correct way. I'm gonna go ahead and start. My reed is already wet. I took it off, wet it, put my ligature back on. I've cork greased my corks. Remember, we have to do that every day for quite a while until they get softened up. So make that a priority. Maybe while everyone's warming up and people are getting settled in, you're going to cork grease your corks, okay? I've already done that, but I'm just kind of showing you again. You have 4 corks to cork up, or to grease up, okay? All right, so then, remember, first thing, always your mouthpiece, not your barrel yet. Take a deep breath. And hold it as steady as you can. Then you put on your barrel. Remember, we twist. I still see some people in class pushing it together. We twist it on and twist it off. All right, then you can do your long tones also on your barrel and your mouthpiece. Big breath. And we talked a little bit about tonguing. It is a very hard concept for reed players to get. So we want to make sure the tip of our tongue is touching about right there. And not really the tip of the tongue, it's back a little bit, but we just hit it and we come back. We don't leave the tongue by the reed. We hit it, bring it back, hit it, bring it back. And watch my face. Nothing moves in my face. My throat doesn't move. So right about there is where you want to hit your tongue. I want you to look in the mirror and make sure nothing is moving. And we don't want our chest to be moving because that means you're stopping your air. We keep our air steady and we just interrupt it with our tongue. Now you got to be patient with that. It's not going to happen overnight. You actually have to practice that concept and make sure it's getting that sound. We will work on that a lot, okay? So even though this was only 30 seconds of tonguing, you're gonna really have to work on that. We are gonna practice it every time we have band. Now, next you take your top joint. Again, you make sure that you twist it on, it's greased up. Still, some of you have some backwards stuff here when you put it together. You have to have your reed lined up evenly with the side that doesn't have any keys, except for this one guy right here. So make sure that's lined up. We always have to have the right hand on the top, all right? We almost all got that. Right hand at the top, right hand at the top. And I'm gonna play your 5 notes that you have. No hands. I'm gonna start with my tongue. Hold out that G, no hands, G, as long as you can. Then I'm gonna put my thumb down, that's an F. My thumb has to cover that hole. Now, a couple of you have your thumb like that. We want our thumb at an angle, okay? Angled like that, so we're ready to hit the thumb key when we're ready. Okay, we're not ready to do that yet, but you're gonna have your thumb just like that angle, okay? And you have to make sure that hole is covered. All right, now I'm going to add my first finger down. Clarinet's pretty easy up here. You just cover the holes. Don't touch any other keys here, just the ones that have the holes. Hold that out, so that's thumb plus 1, thumb plus first finger. And as we do in class every day, we add those fingers. So that's thumb 1, 2, 3, and we'll review the names of the notes in class. Now the hard part, we are going to connect the bottom joint. Dun, dun, dun. This is the hard one because if we mess this up, it's going to break and bend this bridge key. So if you notice right now, I am holding it with my right hand. Okay, if you're left-handed, I guess you can hold it with your left hand, that's fine. But I am pressing that key down right there. Can you guys see that? And what it does, it lifts up the bridge key right here. It moves it up. So we want to press that bridge key down. Very important. It brings that key up there, and then we put it together with the bottom joint. And the hard part, we have to make sure it's lined up, and I'll teach you guys that in class. But we want that bridge key to be lined up with the bottom bridge key. Okay, we don't want that to move, okay? We want that to be low. So all you have to do is touch the top joint, keep it pressed down, put it on. It should go on easy with your cork grease. If not, you can grab it down here. It's not gonna bend the keys, just don't force it on. Remember, we twist things on. We twist it on, and again, mine probably could use some cork grease too. Twist it on. The bridge key, it lines up with the bottom bridge key evenly. And then we can add our bell. This is a bell. One of my fun schools called it a cone. I like that, but it's called the bell. And again, cork grease it up right there. And then we're ready to go with the clarinet. That bridge key is very important, because if you force that together, don't lift it up, it'll break that bridge key right off. And sometimes it's not repairable, okay? Now the hard part, we haven't put all this together yet. We're not going to for a little bit, but I know some of you are dying to play through your book, all right? And so some of the songs will sound better if you have your whole clarinet. Now the hard part, the clarinet does not have a neck strap like the saxophones, so we don't have very many balance points. Our main balance point is this thumb right here, is our right hand thumb. Goes underneath of it. I can pass out some little cushions for your thumbs. I got those, just remind me, I'll give them to you guys. So your thumb is going to be placed on that rest right where your fingernail comes to your cuticle, okay, right where it meets. We don't want it like that. We don't hold the clarinet like that. I should never see your thumb on the other side of the clarinet. It should be hidden there, pulled far back. When you pull that far back, your fingers get longer, and then you're able to cover the holes. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, the clarinet is one of the harder instruments to play because we have to cover holes. Nobody else does. So our tiny fingers, when we're 5th and 6th graders, we struggle sometimes. And there's some hints that will help you cover the holes. When a note doesn't come out, or it's squeaking, or you're struggling, it's just because you haven't covered your holes. So a couple things to think about. We want to put our fingertips so far over that it covers the metal part of the keys. See this metal? I'm pulling my fingers all the way over so it covers the metal. If I don't cover the metal, there you go. You can see the holes. They're not covered. There's also another hint. Inside on your fingertips, there are little fat squishy. It's a squishy area. I'm gonna call those squishies. They're pads, they're finger pads. And they're squishy, they're kind of fatty, okay? You have them on every single finger. Kind of find them and feel them. They're right in the middle, they're squishies. So you want to cover the metal, then press down hard, and then you can see if the circles are circling the squishies. Okay, you can see that. You can, oh, I have a band-aid on there, but you can see that they're covered right, the holes right in the middle. So what if I do it wrong? I'm gonna press hard, press hard. If you take a look at my fingertips, the circle indentations are not over the squishies. So I'm gonna be seeping out air. So cover the holes, cover the holes. If you look in the mirror, you're gonna be able to see which finger's not covering it, or if you're doing a good job or not. So trust that mirror, okay? And again, your thumb goes there. We don't want to go up like that. We want your thumb to be angled out. Drop your elbows. No need to play the clarinet like that. You drop it. The other balance point is your mouth, all right? So I would suggest you try no hands first, just so you can balance the clarinet with your thumb and your mouth. Those two things only, right there. That's your balance point, okay? Now I know a lot of you, that was pretty fast, but I'll continue it next video. But a lot of you have been asking me about what your swab is for. So I'm gonna take off my mouthpiece. I'm gonna take my nice swab here, Mine's a nice silk one. The silk ones are better because they really do get the spit a lot faster. So you slowly pull it down. You can do this in class, but don't take too long because your teachers are gonna get mad because you're late. All right, so you can do that a couple times, or you can just wait till you're at home. But when you're at home practicing, you wanna do this all the time. Now that's a quick way. Another way is to get it even drier is to obviously take it apart. Again, watch, watch, watch. When I'm taking it apart, I once again have to push that bridge key down. That key lifts that bridge, and then I'm ready to twist it off. Now, I love how some of you are very careful in class. The schools who have gotten to this part already are very careful, and they're a little bit scared, which you should be, because we don't want to twist it so much where it starts interfering with the other joint there and starts bending those keys. So twist slowly back and forth and you're good to go. I'm taking this swab again, my silk swab. I'm getting the spit out inside here, and then I'm putting it through again until you think it's dry. And you do that with all of your pieces, including your barrel, which is probably going to be the wettest. So you take it, rinse out inside. You don't want all that food and grossness. It kind of starts stinking after a while. That's gross, bacteria and everything. So you clean that out a couple times too. Again, we don't have time to do this in class. You can swab it through the whole thing, but at home you can do it a couple times and make sure it's all clean and nice. We talked about having a mouthpiece cap. Please get one if you don't, because it'll save your reed. They're really only like $2, and you can buy them at any music store or even Amazon. They're just called Clarinet mouthpiece covers or caps. Please have one, okay? Make sure your ligature is down far enough, like we've talked about in class. You're using your cork grease, and you've got at least 4 reeds, and we're good to go, you guys. Happy practicing, and I'll see you next time.